Welcome back. We're joined by Alexandra and Colin from Made with Love Delectable Edibles. We are making delicious shish kebabs today. Unfortunately, we do not have a barbecue, so we're going to prepare them and then we're going to eat them later. But how are you guys doing, by the way?
Great.
Really well. Okay, we'll get a quick close-up of what Alexandra's chopping up. I said, oh, look at that. I love rosemary. It's so delicious. It's actually not rosemary. It's lavender, and they are big cookers with herbs, of course, and obviously spices, but the lavender is really starting to smell nicely as it's mincing up. What are we going to, for a shish kebab, how are you going to end up using this?
Well, basically, we're going to do a marinade using 2 tablespoons of our red pepper spice blend, which is a little bit sweet and a little bit spicy, a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar, 3/4 of a cup olive oil, and about a tablespoon or so, or a couple sprigs of lavender leaves just chopped up finely. And the lavender has a really nice evergreen flavor. It's also one of the herbs that grows in everybody's garden in Kamloops. It's something that can overwinter here. Whereas, you know, rosemary will die off every year. Lavender will come back.
Lavender is hardier, obviously.
Hardier. It's an herb that's actually used in a lot of French cooking as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And what do you have going on over here?
Well,
are you doing more?
I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm
Okay.
marinating the meat. Alex is marinating the vegetables. So I've
Nice.
just chopped up the rosemary. And now we're going to add, actually, maybe I'll get you to do this.
Sure.
You can add 3/4 cup of olive oil
Okay.
and a 1/4 cup of vinegar.
And put it all into the meat bowl here?
Yeah, absolutely. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to keep on cubing up the steak here for the shish kebabs.
Perfect.
And what we're doing today is a little bit of variation on different veggies that you can use for shish kebabs. We've got some organic grape tomatoes, which are fabulous anyway. And some hot chili peppers, which are small. We're just going to leave them whole, so anybody who likes something a bit spicy in this one can eat them. And the ones who don't can just call them a garnish.
Sure.
And then something really different, we're actually using Brussels sprouts. And Brussels sprouts are a lovely veg that, you know, people tend to only have, you know, once a year at kind of Thanksgiving or Christmas. And what we're doing is cutting the big ones in half and leaving the little ones whole. And we're just going to put those in the marinade and skewer them too. And they're going to just gently cook. So they're not going to be your soggy Brussels sprouts that, you know, your grandmother might have served you for Thanksgiving dinner. But they're going to be a nice sort of crisp, sort of cabbage-like veggie on the shish kebabs.
Fantastic.
So what do you got going there, Colin?
So I'm just cubing the meat up, and basically I'm just trying to get like a smaller cube like that along them. Something that's going to fit in the shish kebab. The meat is the type of thing that, you know, you don't want to cook it too much. You want the juices to go into the other things that you're cooking, but then you don't want it to be raw either. So
Right.
you don't want to make super big cubes either.
Would it be fair to say when you're making up these meat pieces, you know, if you have kids, it's always good to do them a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit smaller. I know I have a 3-year-old, and she
Oh, yeah.
would be more partial to a smaller cube of meat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, shish kebabs, you can pretty much make your chunks any size. And you're going to do something that makes each of the different veggies and fruit or meat on your skewer cook at about the same time.
Right.
So the ones that will cook quickly, you make them a little bit bigger, and the ones that will take a little bit longer cook time, you make those chunks a little bit smaller.
Right.
So the idea is everything cooks at the same time.
Okay. And how long do you want this to sit in a marinade for? If you're smart, you'd be doing this overnight, or does it take that long?
It really depends on the cut of meat you're using. I find if you're using more of like a simmering steak or like a tougher cut, you want to marinate it longer.
Sure.
If you're using something like this, when I went into the store today, I was like, what's the type of meat that I can do for now for a barbecue? So they said do top sirloin or something like that's a fresher cut of meat, and then you don't have to marinate it so long.
Okay.
But with marinating, you're really going for the flavor, but you're also going for the texture of the meat.
Okay.
And trying to soften the meat.
We're gonna take a break for Alexandra can have a bit of a cough.
Wow.
Are you okay?
Oh,
I get that all the
absolutely.
time on the air. It's not pleasant. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to have a little bit more on the shish kebabs coming up in about 2 minutes, so stay with us.
I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in my bed. Don't feel like picking up song. 'Cause today I swear I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna kick my feet up, then stare at the fan.
Honey, where are the...
Welcome back. We are about to start skewering up all the delicious vegetables and meat for these shish kebabs that we're making with Made with Love Delectable Edibles. You can see that Alexandra is now attacking the pineapple. You know what? The best shish kebabs have pineapple on them. That's what I would say.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, it gives them a nice little sort of sweet zing.
Yes.
I don't know how many people are familiar with a really simple way to sort of tackle said pineapple, but I just cut top and bottom off of the pineapple, stand it up on a flat end, and then just kind of turn around the edges and cut down so you get rid of the little brown spots. Really quite simple.
It's always a bit of a give and take thing because you want to try and save as much of the pineapple as possible without getting all the brown bits stuck on the side, right? So you have to be fairly calculated about it.
Yeah, and if I just follow with my knife, so that each cut I do, I make sure I'm just getting those brown bits that are showing.
Yeah.
Generally, works pretty well.
Fantastic.
And then I, make myself feel less guilty for wasting it, knowing that Joel wastes a heck of a lot more pineapple than I do when they cut it.
Exactly. That's so true. Okay, so we're going to start skewering. Do you guys want me to get in on that? Hopefully, there's lots of
so
skewers
the
here,
bamboo
though.
skewers there, we've soaked them in water. You can soak them in water overnight. You can soak them in water for 5 minutes like I've done, or not at all, and they'll burn more, but you know what? Life will go on.
Life will go on. Absolutely, it will.
So the chunks that we've got today, in my veggie bowl here, I've got some zucchini, some Brussels sprouts, and what else? Oh, I'm going to put the pineapple in there in a marinade.
Okay.
And then, Colin, what do you have in your bowl?
So I have jalapenos and grape tomatoes and beef and my marinade.
And so we could keep these like veggie and meat kebabs separate, or we could just do some of each. Really, totally personal choice. Depends on who's coming to your barbecue, really, hey?
Absolutely. Look at that. Delish. And you can really smell that acidic. What is on it that makes it so on the vegetables?
It's the white balsamic vinegar.
Okay, that's what it is.
The white balsamic has the same flavor as a brown balsamic, or a similar flavor, but it has a really clear color. So when you're looking for a marinade that's going to look a little bit brighter, fresher, and not have that brown coming through, it's a good choice.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, I've got my skewer. Where am I going?
Okay, so whichever you like. You can thread these on in any kind of order, shape, combination that you like. We've done the same marinade on both bowls, so you're going to get the same flavor coming through. And you're going to, put the Brussels sprouts on at the very end.
I have been suffering here. I thought I'll just quietly struggle here.
So, pineapple and green pepper are going to go on to the skewer, very simply. Same with the grape tomatoes. And the beef and the Brussels sprouts are going to be a little bit harder to navigate, so just, pay attention to that as you go through.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Do you want to switch off and I can do some meat on yours? Or
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we could put the meat actually
in the center?
in the center here.
Sounds
so,
good.
Oh,
Look at
good
that.
choice.
And do you guys eat these jalapenos whole? Are you guys tough that way?
I'm
Occasionally.
kind of tough
Really?
like that.
I have a
yeah.
respect for you.
I find when they're cooked, I mean, really the thing about the jalapenos is, it's the seeds that are really the hot part. And if you take them off your skewer, put it on your plate, cut them in half and scrape the seeds out. If you've got a low tolerance to heat, something like that, it caramelizes in the barbecue and the seeds come out. It's much less hot that way. And the other thing about hot food is drink milk or beer or something like that, and it makes a big difference.
Keep the beer flowing is what Colin's saying.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, you guys, they look awesome so far. We're going to let you build a few more, take a quick break. Of course, at the end, as always, we'll come back and see how it all turns out.
Sounds good.
It smells delicious, I'm not going to lie. It smells really good.
Yay.
All right, quick break. When we come back, we're checking in with Tanji and Shayla from the Camel's Homelessness Action Plan. Stay with us.
We could have had it all.
At Cooper's Foods, we pride ourselves in great customer service, competitive pricing, selection, and community involvement. Our bakery department has a wonderful variety of birthday cakes, as well as fresh baked breads, rolls, pies, and pastries. Our deli department offers a wide variety of meals to go, fresh pizzas, sandwiches, and a great selection of sliced meats and cheeses. Experience the difference.
Here's how to get a hold of us in the newsroom. You can Facebook us, tweet us, phone us, email us, sedgel@cfjctv.com. Quick look at our one-day forecast now, beginning with the Caribou. We're looking at some rain for many regions tomorrow, 16 degrees and showers for the Caribou. In the North Thompson, expecting to see a day of rain with 18 degrees, mainly cloudy skies. And the Nicola Valley as well, we'll see a little bit of shower activity, but the sun may peek out in the afternoon. 20 degrees will be the high. And for the Shuswap, expecting to see a mix of sun and clouds, chance of a thunder shower actually in the afternoon with 22 for the high. And finally in Kamloops tomorrow, much like today, we're going to see a little bit of everything. Surprise, surprise. A little bit of sunshine, just like we are right now. A little bit of cloud, chance of a shower here and there, even a possible thunder shower. And before we get going, of course, we're going to check in with Alexandra and Colin Proctor from Made with Love to find out how things are going. It smells so good, people. It smells delicious.
Yeah, this is a pretty easy dinner, hey?
It is an easy dinner. I think it's just getting those marinades under control. And you guys have gone to the distance of making 2 different marinades, one for the vegetables, one for the meat.
Same marinade, 2 different bowls.
Oh, okay, because you've got to be food safe with the meat.
Actually, no, because it's all being cooked together.
Okay.
If you had some people who wanted vegetarian and some people who wanted meat, you could keep them separate. We just did 2 different mixes because they wouldn't all fit in one bowl.
Absolutely, there you go. It would have been a massive bowl if we had to put it all in one.
Yeah.
And if you guys are looking for this recipe, of course, madewithlove.ca, all of the recipes can be found on there, and there are some great ones. But this is a good one. Alexandra and Colin are going to take this home tonight. They're doing a little barbecuing for their 4 children, so I'll be over about 6.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And how are you going to barbecue these, Colin?
I think I'll probably do these on the top rack of the barbecue covered. And just on our barbecue, I find there's hot spots and cool spots, and just moving them around and paying attention to them.
Okay.
That's the main thing. Just
Don't
take your
overcook.
time with them.
Fantastic. You guys, thanks again very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, always. It's always a pleasure. We are now out of time, so I'm going to say goodbye for now. Have a great afternoon. Get out if the sun keeps shining. We should have not a bad afternoon. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day.